Alright, everybody, welcome to the nice running for the Degapros series. I got to switch something over. So the ninth, 30 laps, and then we got MMS running tonight as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun night of racing on the 4th of July. It's going to be one of the best shows you ever seen. Garrett Caswell on track, looking to cash out. Was close last night in the MMS series, but was not able to get it done after a wreck on the front straightaway. Another one in looking for redemption tonight, Sean Corbett. The 45, always a fast car. Scott McLean, if I can get out, returning with us tonight here. Terry Wilson on track as well. A lot of heavy hitters tonight. The McCullough duo of Kenneth and Joshua on deck. New face in the crowd night, Dusty Martin. We'll see how he can do on his debut on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Right now, Caswell looks to be able to post the first lap. We'll see. Only 13 drivers on hand tonight, but still to come, MMS later on. And at the line, Sprinkle and White go 1-2, or Caswell and White goes 1-2. Sean Corbin knocks both of them down to take the top spot. Well, speaking of Sprinkle, he is in the field tonight. Dusty Martin, top of the board, 54, 540. Nick Sipple, great finish last night, ran second. And at the line, oh, Nichols starting his lap. Scott McLean, top of the board. Right now, a couple other drivers. Right now, looking to Terry Wilson clocks in 6th quickest at a 54.731. So right now, Casey Sprinkle looking to start his first lap. Nick Sipple now looks to complete his. At the line, a Sipple knock off McLean at the top. He does not. P2 at a 54.527. Crashes the car anyway. The ever so dangerous whenever it comes to these Talladega and super speedway races. One that's always a contender week in and week out. Casey Sprinkle looks to complete his lap. Sprinkle a tenth slower through the first half of the racetrack. At the line, he's going to cut the apron here. Casey Sprinkle, does he knock off Scott McLean? He does not. 4th quickest for Sprinkle. And with that being said, only 30 seconds left. That will be the qualifying result. Kenneth McCullough, Joshua McCullough, Michael Wingo, Jordan Masowitz, and John Ward did not post a qualifying time. That being said, Quick and easy qualifying session. See if we can't get a word with the driver to 58. Scott McLean, you got a copy? Gonna try this one more time. Scott, you got a copy?
Oh yeah, yes sir. How's it going, buddy?
It's going great. First off, congratulations on the pole. Do you feel like you can keep the car there for the whole 30 laps?
We'll see how it goes, man. We got a good field here, man. I'll do my best.
Yes, sir, but it's a fast hot rod, able to hold off some of the best. How do you feel like this race is going to go, really? Do you feel like if we keep it green, do you feel like everybody's going to be able to keep it easier, or do you feel like that if you drop back, even with 13 cars, it's going to be hard to get back to the front? What's your take on how the race will probably go tonight?
I think it's going to be kind of easy until that pit stop. Everybody's going to be trying to get in there, and then once that pit stop comes in, if it goes green, that'll be the real race right there. The race will be won off pit road.
And, all right, buddy, real quick. You know, you know how I roll. I know a lot of people's got sponsors in the field tonight. So, is there anybody you want to thank real quick?
No, I mean, not particularly, man. I would like to just shout out John Ward for putting it on, and all these great drivers for coming out, and thanks for broadcasting for us.
Ain't no problem, buddy. Scott McLean starts out front tonight. Appreciate that, dude. That being said, we'll go on through the starting field before they get rolling. There you see it, Scott McLean out front. Nick Sipple starting second after a great run last night in the MMS series. Dusty Martin and Casey Sprinkle starting fourth. Sean Corbett, Garrett Caswell, fifth and sixth. Tim White, Terry Wilson, seventh and eighth. Joyce Masowitz and John Ward will round out the top 10. Joshua and Keith McCullough, that is the fast 12. Rounding out the field will be Michael Wingo starting 13th. Said. Kenneth McCullough has not joined up to race tonight, so potentially 12 or starting from the pits, one of the two. We will have to wait and see. So it might be 12 drivers in contention tonight with a quick 30 laps. One thing they're going to think about tonight, it's only 30 laps and it's only 12 to 13 of these guys, so it's going to be fun to see how they approach this race, possibly an even bigger field later tonight. But it's going to be great to see, and probably a little bit of warm-up for some of these drivers. Of course, last night was a great running in the MMS Money Racing League. Great way to kick off the 4th of July weekend. Happy 4th of July to everybody tonight. Look to be putting on a great show here for the Degapros Series. Scott McLean, Nick Sipple brings them down to the United Reynolds restarting zone. 30 laps, we're underway. Sipple, not a great start. That will give Scott black flag. Apparently they cleared it or something other. We'll have to see. Yeah, they might have cleared the start right now. It's showing that they took the black flag away. We'll have to see how it plays out. Casey Sprinkle and Nick Sipple Really only two drivers hooked up on the outside lane. Garrett Caswell. Now you see Sean Corbett already 3 wide, and Caswell hanging out to dry for the moment. Nick Sipple down the back straightaway now, getting a great push by Sprinkle. Both of the drivers dropping immediately down to the bottom. A little bit of 3 wide action. Terry got on the apron, no harm, no foul. Caswell going to get back in line. And at the line, Nick Sipple will lead the first lap of the 4th of July week, or the 4th of July races. Of course, at the top of the show, Sipple came in last night, finished second after being a factor all night. Let's go up one more spot here in the Degapros, and then Realist to go up, where he finished second last night in the MMS series. Right now, Sipple out in front. Here comes Corbett White with 35 of Martin. Not mistaken, Dusty Martin, a new face here on the Racing Idiot Racing Network. So great to see him out here tonight. A lot of favorites. Racing the Degapros race. Got to think some of them will probably run the second race tonight. Keith McCullough did not start, but right now it is 12 drivers, and most of them only going to the bottom. Corbin and White's really going to try to make this outside lane work, even with the little car, but already starting to slip back slowly. The pole sitter, Scott McLean, right now side by side for third with Corbett. Then with the Xfinity truck, the outside lane really seems to be able to get a great run off the corners. As you see, Terry Rickson now jumps up to that second lane, gonna try to push White and Corbett back up there to the lead. But right now, mainly everybody just run to the bottom. I know they got, according to Scott, they got a pit stop coming. Right now, Corbett just able to lead that lap barely. Nick Sipple has led 2 laps. Corbett's led 1 as we work lap 4 now. See Sprinkle jumped up out there. Sprinkle one there does not want to ride a lot of the times. As a matter of fact, he's going to make that third lane come. Here comes Sprinkle with Wilson. Corbett migrates down to the bottom. White with him. Wilson, oh, a little bit of contact. 35 on the apron. They'll blend back safely for the moment. Man, Casey Sprinkle Everett, man, he got looked at the drive by the 3 of Terry Wilson. Sprinkle going all the way back. So Sprinkle goes from 4th to 12th, just like that. Right now, Corbett leads. He's going to lead his second lap of the night. 26 to go from Talladega. Got Tim White. Tim White having a great run. And that 239 been an awesome, been a great run for the driver of the 239 in several races over the last week. On back through the field, Nick Sipple 3rd, Scott McLean 4th, Joey Neselitz in 5th, Garrett Caswell 6th, Wilson 7th, Dustin Martin 8th, Joshua McCullough 9th, and Michael Wingo to top 10. Sprinkle has worked himself up back to 11th. Ward now running in the 12th spot. See some drivers a little bit. This is classic Talladega. Drivers trying to save fuel. With 25 to go. Believe it or not, there is a pit stop. I do believe. A lot of them, that's probably what they're planning for. You see a lot of separation from 2nd and 3rd. Down the back straightaway, Corbett still leads. Of course, if you're just tuning in tonight, the MMS Money Racing League set to run tonight on the 4th of July night. Degapros come up first. And it really is the first time I believe I've been able to see 2 cars kind of break away about a car length distance from the rest of the field. I mean, really, ain't much you can do. I mean, if you can just ride, you can ride for the moment. There really no really big racing to be going 3 and 4 wide, trying to make something happen with 24 to go, knowing that there's potentially another pit stop as they snake their way down the back straightaway. Couple of patriotic paint jobs cars in the field. We'll see if we can find a couple. Well, we know Scott McLean. That beautiful American Pride. Number 58 Ford Mustang. Rocking Casey Sprinkle, always carrying the American flag on his car. .23 to go though, still single file. 3/10 of a second lead from White to Sipple. Right? That's got to tell me that maybe Sipple might be just laying back, maybe potentially trying to size up his run, or maybe just be part throttle it down the back straightaway about 3/4 of the way, trying to save as much fuel as he can. Right now, the only man not saving fuel at the moment would be Sean Corbin, who is out front at the moment. But if they get a big enough lead, then you can really say that Nick Sipple would be another driver burning about equally as much fuel as what Corbin is. And that's the key thing, or maybe it's just to generate such a big enough run that they don't really have time to prepare for it. You're right on board now with the 239. See, and believe it or not, you can probably fit a whole car right in that gap, potentially a car and a half, maybe 2. But look at the ticker right before it goes off. Here comes the run by Sipple, 2/10 of a second and counting. Really, 22 to go. You see Terry Wilson way up the track, a little bit of separation now from third to 7th to 8th. Wilson now. Yeah, but eventually, but they can easily get sucked back up. You got to think maybe Sprinkle and Wingo and Ward, they're probably buying their time as well. I guess we'll have to see. Pretty much right now, everybody just wants to ride. That's all we really want to do. Sean Corbett's led 7 laps tonight already with 21 to go. The only other one to lead a lap would be Nick Sipple in the 75. Led the first 2 laps. Here they come. Green flag pit stops happening now. McLean stays out. Little locked up, no harm, no foul. Wilson, a little squirrely getting in. Gonna run Sprinkle out into the grass. Corbett overshot his pit box. That's gonna hurt the 45 chances tonight of winning this one. I gotta believe everybody else already rolling. He's just now getting into pits. And now side by side off the pit road, Casey Sprinkle now bump drafting off the pit road. So that ain't gonna work. Okay, Sprinkle finally. Caswell gives it up. Sprinkle will take it over. Scott McLean stays out. With 20 to go here, he's the only driver that did not pit under this caution. Whenever McLean does pit, he might have a chance to jump up in front of these drivers, make something happen. But if he does not, then you're looking at the race right here between Sprinkle, Caswell, Sipple, McCullough, and John Ward, who was ran in the back the majority of the night up until his first green flag pit stop. Got Dustin Martin back there too with Tim White, Joey Massey with Michael Wingo, all trying to catch up, keep in line with that draft actually. Sean Corbett, you want to know how badly it affected him? That mishap on pit road, -6. And pretty much all by himself. All right, now there's your leader, Scott McLean, as Natter 2x2 for the what could very well potentially be the lead. Garrett Caswell, a little bit of a lag. He is back. Rock down in front of Sipple, and here comes Martin and Tim White. Of course, the 2x2 action has brought the 64. Masowitz back into this as White way up the track gets back in. So right now, going to be 16 to go, 17 actually. One has to wonder how long will McLean, how long will he stay out? We'll look at the stint right here. He's ran 13 laps so far, everybody else on a 10-lap stint at the moment. He'll stay out and make another 14. He might, either he's banking on a caution or he's thinking he can make it to the end. One of the two. But for now, we'll focus in on the battle for second, which is really everybody. Right, the 35 gets turned into John Ward. Michael Wingo's involved, just went off the side of the screen. There's White, there's Wingo. Another first caution tonight. What in the world happened? We're actually about to go back and look at it here. First caution coming on lap 15. Just past halfway. Well, there's a little bit afterwards. Wingo rolling. Bit of a neck go, but it was enough to get out with damage. So look at it here. Just a bad push out the corner. That's really all it was. 35 hard into the wall. It was a hard hit to the shot, or a hard hit to the wall by the 35, and then we'll see if Ward gets through this. If he does, by God, it wasn't by much. Yeah, Ward does get through it pretty well and easy. Could have swore him and White was the. Could have swore it was Ward made contact with 35, but it was actually White, and then Michael Wingo reacting. It's actually right on board here with Michael Wingo while we got the chance. Pretty much Wingo out of the draft. Gonna see him wrecking up in front of him there. Hard hit. And he almost made it through. Got clipped by a 35. Whew. That being said, it's probably what Scott McLean would want to see. But Garrett Caswell stays out. So does Casey Sprinkle and Sean Corbett, Terry Wilson. Knew I raced off of pit road. Scott McLean will get it pretty easy. Well, you gotta think, McLean, he didn't have to take as much fuel as what the other one probably had to, because he had already ran his just about completely out. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. That being said, you want me 13 whenever they take the white flag, or not the white flag, but it's going to be, actually I have not got the one to go, so it'll be 12 to go whenever they take the green again. Should be. On our first incident of the night involving an incident with whenever the 239 of white got into the back of the 35 of Martin, triggering a 3-car incident. Michael Wingo nowhere to go. Wingo is back on track, trying to get caught up here. Jerry Wilson is 1 lap down, as a matter of fact, according to our scoring here. So 9 drivers in contention. Not sure what's wrong with 75. Going through the grass, no harm, no foul. The top five for the restart. Garrett Caswell out front, Case Sprinkle second, Sean Corbett third, Scott McLean in fourth, and Joey Maswitz rounds out the top 5. John Ward, Nick Sipple, Joshua McCullough, and Michael Wingo rounds out the cars on the lead lap. Terry Wilson in 10th. Well, now we got the pit road deal out of the way. Pretty much everybody else should be. Everybody should be in the realm of now. Fuel ain't no longer an option. Now it's just going to be about getting to the end here. Who can position themselves in the right spot. Of course, Garrett Caswell, no stranger to getting the job done. Won 2 races last week while we were off the air. Casey Sprinkle, always a favorite, knows how to get it done. Sean Corbett looking to return to victory lane. Has not been a victory lane in a while. Scott McLean starting on pole, trying to finish it in first like he started it. Joey Maswitz, John Ward, Sipple, McCullough. Drivers trying to come from the back. Make something happen here. 9 drivers still able to be in contention to win it. Terry Wilson 1 lap down, a shove to the 75. War rolling and Caswell, a great jump. Sprinkle. Yeah, Sprinkle kind of caught sleeping at the moment. At the start here, but it ain't going to matter. Here comes the outside run. It's going to be even as another bit of a lag off of Caswell. Side by side down the back straightaway. Now single file. If Caswell wants to try to work the lane control, he's not able to do it. But here comes a run down the back straightaway for the 59. McLean pushing him, and right now that run not as big as what it like it was going to. Well, here it comes. I mean, Yeah, but see, there's the issue. Drivers starting to migrate back down to the bottom with 12 to go. Some are not wanting to really. Some rather run that bottom lane and lead like Corbett just did. Sean Corbett coming with a full head of steam on the outside. Really, you see how broken up that bottom lane is. With a massive gap to the back of the 92 of Ward. Or from the 92 of Ward, I should say. And Corbett now officially leads his 8th lap of the race. And right back down to the bottom. Was the very animated Sean Corbett last night. Was not happy over how last night's running in the MMS series was. Corbett trying to avenge that to start with. Can you imagine winning a Degapros race, been going 2 in a row, sweeping the 4th of July? Be a great feat. A lot of great drivers run both series. Sprinkle now back to the outside of Corbett. Garrett Caswell started at the front. He slipped back to 3rd. Second car bottom lane. Going to be 10 to go this time by. Sprinkle now out front. At the moment, Casey Sprinkle has not led a lap all race officially till now. And he immediately dives down to the bottom. That's going. And now McLean and Sipple's going to try to make something happen. Wilson drops up with them. McCullough as well. Going to try to suck up to the back bumper that 75, push that outside lane. How about Joey Massowitz jumps up there between the gap. Well, look what it does. I mean, several drivers, I mean, if you're Terry Wilson, you're just fighting to get your lap back and hoping there'll be a caution. Oh, McLean down over Sprinkle. They keep it straight. No, they don't. Wilson around. John Ward's in it. Joshua McCullough through the grass. Good Lord. They had it saved, and then I think somebody got into the back of Terry and spun him around. Well, you know, whenever McLean came down to try to cover Sprinkle, it was going to be big. They somehow saved it. Not a wonder it did not wipe out the field. We'll look back at it here. There you see Terry Wilson. McLean down, adjust. If he had done that maybe a half second too late, we would have been fine. But there you see Wilson kind of crowds down to 64 just a little bit. Well, they're stuck 3 wide. I mean, everybody's probably thinking that the 58 is going to come back up the track, or the 59 won. And then they all pretty much just get clustered together and bottleneck. Don't know where the front 2 drivers are going to go. Look out here, there's contact between the 58 and 59, and then actually Terry comes down. Terry comes down just a little bit, and then finally, so really, I mean, 3 does come down in 64, so it's hard to say if that was reacting to the wreck. It's just hard to say. McCullough gets into the back of the 64, nowhere to go. The 05 gets a little piece of it from Ward. You see Ward locking up the brakes, trying to stay off on. Miraculously, he does. Puts under our second caution with 8 to go. And because Terry Wilson, unless somebody overrides it because Terry was a part of that caution, he will not get his lap back. Several drivers on pit road. The 58 of Scott's on pit road. Ward's just now leaving. Well, Ward probably flat spot. The tire's bad enough he had to come in. Michael Wingo probably repairing some damage from a previous caution. So because of all that incident and whatnot, Nick Sipple regains the lead. Casey Sprinkle starting second, Sean Corbett third, Joey Masowitz in the 4th spot, and Garrett Caswell rounds out the top 5. Oh boy. We're going to see what if this was a precursor. Well, I mean, it's going to be probably 6 to go whenever we restart the race here under green. A lot of drivers going to be thinking, well, it's go time. I don't want to go 2 and 3 wide. I don't really want to shove this guy as hard, but I got to get into a payout position. I've got to start pushing aggressive. That's what we're about to see. 7 to go. We'll be 6 at the line. Tim White, Dusty Martin, both out of the race. Terry Wilson 1 lap down, and 9 drivers in contention to win it. I mean, well, other than Sean Corbett, Nick Sipple has led the most laps at 5. Of course, Corbett's led 8. Garrett Caswell led 3, and Casey Sprinkles led 1. The only other driver who has led about a fair amount would be the 58 Scott McLean, but he is going to be mired back there in probably about the 9th or 10th position. Well, they might run single file for a little while, but they're not going to run. I mean, they might run single file all the way up to the last 2 or 3 laps. After that, gloves are off. Everybody's going wherever they can. All right. Well, about that time that I always say it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go grab the ratchet straps. Go ahead and ratchet the TV down. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get probably loud. And one of these drivers is going to start off the Memorial Day dual races a winner. And I'm pretty sure all of these drivers are going to be running, if not all of them, almost half of them. We're going to be running the MMS race, which will be happening just about immediately after the Degapros race. That being said, Nick Sipple, Casey Sprinkles brings them down. And another great restart by the 75, but not so great for the 59 of Sprinkles. Actually, a lot of disorganization. About the best ones that are hooked up would be Masowitz and Ward. Everybody else not really hooked up. Sprinkle sees that he'll drop back down to the bottom lane while there's a gap there between Corbett and Caswell. About Scott McLean up there trying to work himself back up in that 58. Here we go, 3 wide. Sipple made the wrong move at the wrong time, and he is going to pay for it. Going to pay for it. Well, he ain't going to pay too bad. He'll drop back to 3rd, 4th in a moment. But now he's got to regroup, figure out how to get back up there to the front. As right now, Sean Corbett with 5 laps to go, trying to make it all work. Sprinkle, massive save by the 59. Give it to Sipple. Well, Sipple just about sideways, but he was. That hurts that out. That hurts that bottom lane, though. Here comes Masowitz with Warren, McLean, and Wingo. How about Joshua McCullough? He jumped over there to the outside lane. Just saw him, that dark gray and black 05. Down the back straightaway. Ward now out front. John Ward, nor Joey Masowitz has led a lap all night. Oh, McLean gets turned. Corbett gets turned. Saves it again. Saves it again for the moment. Staying on the apron. And again, Sean Corbett in contention to win it. And right now, the way we can see it, will likely not have a chance to win this one. Joey Masowitz leads for the first time tonight. Well, Sprinkle now rallying back on that outside lane. 4 to go with Scott McLean and Michael Wingo now. Ward, but it's 64. Ward, hard to say there's a little bit of attack there, but John Ward down trying to fight on the bottom lane, side by side, outside lane, however, with the run, more the moment, but here comes that bottom lane. John Ward has not led a lap all night with 4 to go, coming to 3. Ward might have positioned himself in the catbird seat. Oh, another more contact. It's hard to say if it's bad push or net codes. Oh, there it goes. McLean's around. Sybil's around. Caution is out. We'll go to overtime. How about damn? Terry Wilson trying to hang on to it. And for Nick Sipple, the night might be done. Sean Corbett, meatball. Massive damage to the 45. Another race is going to ride for the driver to 45. Led the most so far at 9 laps, but it will not be Sean Corbett's night for the Degapros Series. Well, let's look back at it here. And really, the 05 and the 58 come together and finally send Sipple around. I thought Corbett had got through it, but evidently not. Massive damage to the 45. So let's look at it here. Well, pretty much is where it starts. Does not look like it was a Netco doing more. They got accordioned up. That's where this really starts, puts them all together. McLean maybe comes down a little bit on the 05. Well, the 75 is coming back up. That takes away a lane. So McCullough now is in a position where, he ain't got much to work with. And, yeah, the 58 comes down across the 05's nose. And then Sipple. And it's that bystander in this. Look at Garrett Caswell. He's going to barely sneak through this. Sipple last night in the MMS Series race finished second. Had a strong car tonight. And right there, the contact between the 45 and the 75. And that was what's going to end Sean Corbett's night. What's up, Elijah? How you doing tonight? So if I'm not mistaken, this will be one attempt. One attempt at a green-white checkered. Whatever happens, happens. If the caution gets thrown before we get back to the white flag, race is over. If they make it back to the white flag and they wreck, it's going to end under green. Go back and look at Corbett one more time here via request. Right there, there's the wreck. So nice done for Sean Corbett. We're going to take one step away real fast here. Going to come back right before they go for their only attempt at a green-white checker. Be right back. Everybody seems like they're going to be racing on 4th of July night, it seems like. All right. Lights are going off on the pace car this time. Joey Masowitz led 4 laps, and they've only came in the last 5. Casey Sprinkle only has led 1 lap tonight. The driver to 59's always a threat whenever it comes to these super speedways. John Ward has not even led a lap, nor has Michael Wingo. They're 3rd and 4th. Garrett Caswell led 3 earlier in 5th. Scott McLean still in this race. Right now in the 6th position, Joshua McCullough in 7th. Nick Sipple's trying to get caught back up, but he has just came back out of the pits. Of course, immediately after tonight's race, MMS will be live for their 4th of July race. Which will be probably in about another 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Qualifying will start at 9:15 for the MMS series race. $20 entry fee, 50 laps Xfinity. So whatever you do, don't go nowhere, because probably the moment this broadcast is ended, we're going to start up another one to cover MMS from Talladega. More Xfinity action at Talladega. 50 laps tonight instead of 30. Everybody's going to get their dose of super speedway racing on a 4th of July night. But before we worry about that race, we need to get this one wrapped up. Joey Masowitz, Casey Sprinkle, Ford and Toyota in the restart zone. We're racing 1 attempt. 7 drivers still in it. See Sipple already going way upside to the outside of the racetrack. What a power move by Sipple. Almost clear. He's got it. See a little bit of contact between the 59 and the 92 down the back straightaway. Sipple's disappeared for the moment. Not sure what happened. If he's lost a packet loss or what's happened. Right now, 3 wide. Josh McCullough trying to get somebody help him get up there. Joey Masowitz now getting pushed by Ward. Here comes the outside lane with Sprinkle. They'll make it to the white flag unless they wreck through the trouble right here. This race will be ending under green regardless of what happens. Masowitz at the line. Give it to him, but white flag. 1 to go. Michael Wingo trying to peek out behind the 59 Sprinkle. But right now, Masowitz is clear. He can control either lane he wants to. The 64 chooses to go up. He's going to anticipate the run from the 59. Oh, to get turned. Wingo's around. Joshua McCullough's involved. Keeps it straight. Doesn't matter. No caution. This is pretty much whoever McLean in that 58 will go with. Will he go with the outside? Will he go with the bottom? Right now, John Ward out in front. John Ward's not led a single lap all night. Here comes the outside lane. McLean going in. McLean tries to duck outside at the line. Ward, McLean, Casey Sprinkle at the middle. Joey Masowitz will take the win here at Talladega. Woo! What a race. 7 thousandths of a second over Casey Sprinkle. What a race. Right to the very end. Go ahead and get the photo finish lined up for this one here, folks. This is close. Sprinkle makes it 3 wide, needs a little bit, kind of doors the 92. Try to get this just right. There it is. And at the line, that is 7/1000 of a second. We'll go and get Joey in here. Joey, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, and since I've been broadcasting the short 5 months, undoubtedly the closest finish that has been produced on this channel, rivaling some of the closer ones. 7/1000 of a second. Did you anticipate the 59 going 3 wide, or did you feel like it was going to be between you and John Ward?
I thought it was going to be between me and John Ward, and I faded a little higher than I really wanted to. But in the back of my mind, I know that third car in line had a lot to do with us having the advantage over the bottom. And I almost think I went a little high just to make sure he got the top 4. Did it work? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Let's call it paying karma forward and reaping the rewards. Got to thank Ancient World Gaming. Got to thank Next Level Racing. Use AWG 24 for 5% off. AWG code at Bruzy Racewear for 20% off your next set of gloves. Man, this is fun.
Yes, sir, it was, but it was fun to watch. 3 cautions tonight. Now I got 2 questions for you. I'm pretty sure I've been pronouncing your last name right, but just for clarity, how do you pronounce it anyway? So I don't.
Yeah, that's Masevich.
Masevich. Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a toughie.
Yeah, several of them are tonight. Then the second question. You win the Degapros race tonight. Are you planning on running MMS and trying to sweep the night on 4th of July?
You know, I'm usually asleep at this time of day, but I'm feeling a little bit energized. Let's
Feeling froggy.
Let's see if we can roll the dice and win them again.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Joey going for 2 in a row. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
That being said, we'll go ahead and pull in Casey Sprinkle real fast. Casey Sprinkle, Garrett Jenkins got a copy?
Yes.
Buddy, about another 100 feet, and I believe you would have had him. Take us through. Were you anticipating them leaving the door open enough for you to squeeze your nose in there, or was it pretty much just a self-conscious move you were going to try to make something happen?
Yeah, I mean, Joey, whenever he jumped up in front of me, I thought we had a good shot, and I think it was equal pay. It was equal payout, so I wasn't gonna try to step out on him, but Scooter was behind me, and I wanted to get Scooter in the money, and Joey kind of went up. I think I gave him a bump. He went down, then went back up, just enough room for me to sneak in, and Scooter was already pushing me, Scott. And he opened the door, and I went to the middle. I kind of doored John, so I'm sorry to him about that, but it didn't really affect anything. And then I got Scooter through the middle as well, or kind of. He gave me that one last bump, but yeah, you're right. Maybe 50, 100 feet I would have had it. It was 4 1,000ths of a second on my screen, which was crazy.
4 1,000ths of a second. We got 7. We got 7,000ths of a second. So, yeah, well, it's one of the closest to ever be produced on this channel. Looking at it right now, real fast before you head out, are you attempting to go one more spot up in the MMS race tonight, or is this the last time we'll see you for tonight?
Unfortunately, I ain't gonna be able to make the MMS race. Probably gonna maybe be busy. I don't know. And another reason is it's too late. Sometimes I can't race past how late that one's gonna be. I did it last night, and my parents usually don't like me doing it a lot of times. So yeah, I'm probably gonna just head to sleep or watch it on my phone. Watch the broadcast on my phone.
All right, but we're real quick. There anybody you want to shout out tonight or thank friends, family, sponsors, etc.?
All the people I was working with, my teammate, especially Josh McCullough, he got knocked out at the end. Wingo for giving me that great push right before he got toned on the backstretch. Scott McLean for helping me as well. Joey was in the Discord with me. Garrett was in the Discord with me. They were all great. It was a great race. We all had a ton of fun. And there was no like egregious moves other than Nick. I don't know if you know, but Nick kind of got removed after he made that crazy move on the outside on that restart. But yeah, especially Michael Wingo and Jerry though.
All right, buddy. Well, Casey, best of luck to you. We hope to see you Sunday night for the HGR event happening on Sunday night. Until then, best of luck to you. Unfortunately, you'll have to settle for second in one of the closest finishes on this platform. Appreciate your time, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. John Ward not available for an interview at the moment. So, folks, go ahead and take a picture right now. It will be one of the closest finishes you'll ever see. In this league, I mean, it never disappoints on photo finishes. Gonna see if we can't get the results up. So there you have it. 64 Joey able to come out on top. Casey Sprinkle in second. John Ward third. Scott McLean fourth. Garrett Caswell comes home in the top five. Joshua McCullough, Michael Wingo, Terry Wilson, Nick Sipple, and Sean Corbett. Round out your top 10. Tim White, Dusty Martin. We'll have to settle for 11th and 12th. Kenneth McCullough did not start the race. So 12 drivers will wind up finishing tonight. It will be a part of one of the closest finishes in Raging Idiot Racing Network history. Well, folks, do not go anywhere. The conclusion of this broadcast is about over, and then we're going to jump over to MMS for their 50-lap event tonight on what has been already an exciting 4th of July night. So I'll see each and every one of you in a few minutes. Appreciate you watching the Degapros race from Talladega.